10. The Crimson Butterfly Ritual. 2 bodies, 1 soul. When one perishes, the other becomes cursed. In Japanese folklore, twins are often seen as a single entity split in 2. Some tales speak of restoring balance by sacrificing one sibling. These rituals aim to prevent disasters and appease vengeful spirits. One lesser-known legend tells of a village where twins were born each generation. Believed to bring misfortune, the elder twin was sacrificed in a secret ceremony to placate the gods. The ritual took place in a hidden sanctuary, shrouded in mystery. Villagers believed such sacrifices ensured peace and prosperity. Over time, the ritual was forgotten, and calamities befell the village, attributed to neglecting ancient traditions. 9. Onryō, vengeful female spirits. Betray her, and she won't rest in peace, she'll return for revenge. Onryō are spirits of women who died in pain and humiliation. They're not mere apparitions, they're souls driven by vengeance. Their presence heralds death, their faces twisted by suffering, visible only to the guilty. Often betrayed by lovers, murdered by husbands, or dying in childbirth, their unresolved anguish binds them to the mortal realm. Clad in white funeral kimonos, with long black hair veiling their faces, they appear at the sites of their deaths or near their tormentors. The most famous Onryō is Oiwa, a betrayed and disfigured woman said to haunt kabuki theaters to this day. There's no reconciliation with an Onryō, you can only flee, but she'll always find you. 8. Eternal structures built on sacrifice. Sometimes, for something to last forever, someone had to cease to exist. In ancient Japan, human sacrifices were made to strengthen the foundations of bridges, castles, and temples. It was believed that only a human soul could prevent disasters. Those chosen were called Hitobashira, literally, human pillars. This practice dates back centuries. The spirit of the sacrificed was thought to bind with the structure, protecting it from earthquakes, floods, or wars. Often, these were innocent individuals, sometimes prisoners, sometimes random people. They were buried alive, sealed within walls, or entombed in foundations. It's said that some of these places still emit strange energies, and at night, one might hear knocking from within, as if the soul never stopped fighting to escape. 7. Eyes closed to avoid evil. Opening them was considered blasphemy. In ancient Japanese beliefs, some women sacrificed their sight to become vessels for the gods. Their eyes were sewn shut or burned, ensuring they never viewed the profane world. Upon becoming priestesses, they lost their names, bodies, and souls, only silence and blood remained. Legends speak of secret rituals in mountain sanctuaries where young girls were chosen as purity offerings. Their eyes were covered with red ribbons, tasked with safeguarding sacred texts and prayers known only to them. If a priestess dared to remove her blindfold or open her eyes, she would bring a curse upon herself and the entire village. Today, it's said their spirits still guard the temples, and a single glance in their direction can result in permanent blindness. 6. Reflections that aren't yours. Not every reflection belongs to you. Some merely wait for you to turn away. In Japanese legends, mirrors were more than just reflections. They were portals between the living world and the spirit realm. It's said that if you gaze into one too long, you'll see something that shouldn't be there, a shadow, a face, perhaps yourself, but different. In ancient homes, mirrors were kept covered, especially during a family member's death. It was believed that the soul of the deceased could be drawn into the mirror, trapped forever. Other tales speak of spirits inhabiting old mirrors, observing the world from behind the glass. If someone placed a mirror opposite their bed, they might wake to see something moving within it, even as they lay still. It's not magic, it's a warning. 5. When the soul departs, but the body remains. Sometimes, the soul refuses to leave without the body. In Japanese legends, rituals existed to separate the soul from the body before death. Often performed on those tainted by spiritual decay, haunted, or cursed. Priests believed that without this separation, the curse would spread throughout the village. The soul-severing ceremony took place in secluded mountain sanctuaries, far from people. The victim was tied to a stone altar, and the priest, in deep trance, prayed to expel the soul before the curse could take hold. Not all souls were pure, some had to be forced out, leaving the body empty but still alive. Thus were born empty vessels, soulless beings resembling humans only in appearance. 4. Dancing for the gods, steps leading to the grave. In ancient Japanese villages, when disaster loomed, a pure-hearted girl was chosen to perform a supplicatory dance. It was believed her movements could soothe the gods' wrath. But this tradition had no happy endings, the dancer never returned. The death dance was performed on open-air altars or within temples, by firelight and drumbeats. Dressed in ceremonial kimono, the girl danced until exhaustion, entering a trance. If the gods were merciful, disaster was averted. If not, her body was offered, often by burning or submersion in a sacred lake. Her soul was to guard the village forever. Some legends say that in these ritual sites, one can still hear singing and footsteps, though no one dances. 3. Temples that feed on suffering. Not every temple offers sanctuary, some feed on pain. Japanese legends speak of places where rituals were interrupted, where screams replaced prayers, and blood soaked the altar. These temples weren't abandoned. They still breathe, only quieter and colder. Cursed temples are sites of desecration, broken vows, or defiance against the gods. Priests who died during these ceremonies never found peace. Their spirits, often eyeless or mouthless, haunt the temple grounds, guarding it like a curse. It's believed that entering such a place without proper purification rituals results in one's soul being absorbed, becoming part of eternal agony. Some of these temples still stand, overgrown and decayed, but at night, whispers can be heard, not from humans. 2. Laughter without a source. You hear laughter, but no one's there. Then it's too late. In Japanese legends, children's spirits are omens of death, guilty, silent, yet terrifying. They appear where something remains unfinished, often life itself. Their presence is betrayed by the sound of small footsteps or a child's giggle in an empty room. They're usually described as white figures standing in shadows, facing the wall. Villagers of old said that if you hear a child's laughter at night, don't respond, don't turn around. These spirits might be victims of disease, disasters, or broken rituals. Some were never buried, others return seeking the mother they never knew. But once they find you, they won't let go. It's said that if you look into their eyes once, you'll hear their laughter forever, even in your dreams. 1. You took a photo, but that's not you staring back. In old Japanese beliefs, a photograph could trap the soul. They warned never to photograph the dying, or haunted places, or the soul might never leave. But the worst were those photos, where something appeared that wasn't there. Long ago, photography was treated like a ritual, forbidden unless properly purified. They believed the soul could be caught in the light-sensitive film, never crossing into the afterlife. Many cursed photos came from funerals, disasters, or temples, where ritual deaths had occurred. Villagers spoke of photos of the dead, where faces appeared, but could not be identified, as if the soul was trying to break through the paper. Sometimes, after a photo like that was taken, someone disappeared, and the photo remained. Japanese horror legends are just the beginning. There are still so many dark stories waiting to be told. But now it's your turn. Tell us in the comments, what should come next? Norse myths soaked in blood? Forgotten rituals from old Europe? Slavic gods, forest demons, drowned maidens, and ancient spells? Or maybe, real stories about witches that actually walked this earth? Whatever you choose, one thing is certain. The darkness is only just beginning. Don't forget to click, subscribe, and hit the bell. Because when the next tale arrives, you'll want to be the first to know. Or it might find you first.